That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. Welcome to another episode of Bowl.
Mo
Brought to you by the Run the Play Network.
Network.
I'm your host, Anthony. To my right, honestly, if I'm being transparent, my right, I don't know what it is to y'all. I got my boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Philly Phil in the building. Phil, how's it going, brother?
Hey, it's going good, bro. It's been a super week. It's been a super week. I'm just saying that because I got to see Superman early. But anyway, I've been good, bro. I've been watching some summer league. I've been trying to check up on the Lakers and free agency news, and I've just been good, bro. It's been a very good last 2-3 weeks, to be honest. It's been pretty good. What about you, man? What's been up?
It's been good for us at Run the Play, man. We had a 3,000 view banger. Shout out to Rico for editing that video, man. We're gonna put out more scripted videos. The next one I'm working on is busts that ended up working out in the NBA. So I'm writing about guys like that. It's gonna be interesting. I don't want to leak too much. But I might have Rico on the pod on the Daily Show sometime next week to interview a pro player. So looking forward to doing that. But yeah, man, we just been cooking over here. I've been chilling. I've been a little sick. That's why we're doing this over Zoom, over Restream. Shout out Restream. Yeah, make sure you guys check us out on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. Hit that bell as well, as Phil likes to say. But not join the Discord, man. That's the biggest thing. Right now we're doing our trivia tournament. If you get the most points by the end of the month, you win a $25 Amazon gift card. And we're doing this monthly. And this is never going to stop. If anything, the prize is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So join now while you can. And then I also low-key want to start a college football league in the Discord. So if that interests you, then definitely join the Discord, man. So I can smoke y'all because it's free smoke for me.
Y'all going to take that? Y'all going to take that? I don't know anything about college football. So, I mean, y'all better go at Anthony.
They can try.
Better go at him.
They always try. They never fit or they never succeed, you know. I'll be hooping. But what's new in Laker news, man?
Well, we have Aiden, so obviously I'm happy we have a center.
Yeah.
But we have no movement since then. We have no movement. So hopefully we're working on something undercover. There's some news about the Washington Wizards and maybe buying some players out or maybe trading some of those players because they have 17 players over, and I'd love to get Marcus Smart. There's news about Ayo Dosunmu being connected with the Lakers. I don't know what that's about, but I love Ayo Dosunmu. Like, his stats-wise, he literally is just like Alex Caruso, so I'd love him as a backup. And then Matisse Thybulle, that's another dude I'm hearing about outside of the Andrew Wiggins news. And, I mean, I've always loved Matisse Thybulle, and if we could trade for him, I wouldn't be mad. But, yeah, we just need defense, bro. We need defensive players that can somewhat score in a role, but you know how hard that is to get today in today's NBA, bro. Everybody wants 3-and-D players.
Yeah, I mean, Adou Thiero might have to be that for you guys next season. You know, he is a good defender, so he's definitely going to
scares me though.
But yeah, you don't want to put that pressure on him either.
I just want deals done before training camp starts. Like, I feel like teams that get their free agency stuff over before the season starts and makes like those small trades for like waiver wire pickups or something like that, that's when you know they're ready for a championship. If they're fine and they're just like, oh, we can address this position, we can address that position. I feel like that helps teams mainly.
Yeah, I feel like the waiver wire hasn't been popping lately. I feel like we do.
It hasn't.
Like who was the last big like free agent pickup like during the season like that?
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Where? Dallas? That was last season, right?
Nah, to the Lakers.
Oh man.
Because everybody was like going crazy for him. He was doing sneaking team visits, like he was going to college and everything.
I hate when they do that.
But,
I feel like that hasn't happened. Like, I know we didn't do that. Did Boston do that?
Oh, Boston got what's
Xavier
his name?
Tillman?
Nah. That was a trade. They got dude who played for the Suns. He was 3-and-D. He was important for their run. He went to the Chicago Bulls, and then he went to the Celtics right after. Torrey Craig.
But did Torrey Craig was he? I don't think Torrey Craig was on the championship team though.
Oh yeah, my bad. Now, are you talking about for a championship team? Okay,
Yeah,
so he didn't do
time
anything.
a champion did this?
I think with us, when we did Markieff Morris, when we got Markieff Morris on the waiver wire,
maybe that could
and
be
then
right.
2021, I don't even think the Milwaukee Bucks got anybody.
The Bucks have a lot of people on this roster, but I don't think they did either. These all seem like
After
guys
that,
that have been there.
did the
Y'all
Warriors
comment
pick up
down
somebody?
below. Y'all comment down below who is the last big waiver pickup guy. Bro, yeah, this is like I feel like every year it's like, oh, the guy's gonna get picked up at the deadline. He's gonna change a guy's
Yeah,
season. But it hasn't happened in like a decade, bro.
that's bad. That's bad.
2015 Warriors. This seems like the same team. 2014 or maybe the Heat. 2013 Heat. I feel like they
2013. Who'd they
definitely.
pick up?
I don't know, but they seem like a team that definitely could have done that. Anyway, that was so off topic. In Thunder news, Shea is the cover of NBA 2K26. I feel like 2K did a very lazy job with the cover the last 2 years. I'm gonna be honest. I want to see that that Kyrie Irving cover, the KD cover, that D Wade
The LeBron cover.
LeBron cover. Like I need to see some more of that, bro. Even the Legend edition, like all of those editions, the covers were awful. I'll probably buy it physical just because it's Shea. I'm trying to get Izzy to buy the physical because he's a Carmelo Anthony fan. And that'd be sick. I'll take that off your hands if you just want the collectible.
Yeah, Izzy, can you get 2 of them?
For one for
PS5 edition,
one for the set, one of each.
We just share.
But yeah, like if that's what we share, like we're kids. Like, I beat it. Come over. You can take it now. But
real quick.
That's the big Thunder news. I feel like this week. Chet signed his extension. We talked about that on the live show today, so you could check that out. Obviously, that's going to be on our channel somewhere. You go to the live section. We go live every single day. And Darius Baisley. I wanted to shout out Darius Baisley for hooping on the Summer League Lakers team. Absolutely killing it. Love to see it. But there was a lot of actual NBA news we're going to talk about. I think at the top of the show, we should talk about what just happened. Devin Booker signs a 2-year, $145 million extension, the biggest AAV in an NBA contract ever, and I think in any major sport other than soccer. $76 million a year or something like that. How do you feel about this deal, Phil? I mean, it's only 2 years, so.
Yeah. So I think we talked about this 3 or 4 podcast episodes ago, and we were talking about if he was worth this type of money, like if he's worth going into your pockets and giving him 76 or 75 million per year. I said as a franchise at like the Suns, I'm going to do it because he's done so much for us and he stayed loyal. So why not? And I mean, he's still a good player for them. Like, what is it? He's first in their points, first in their rebounds, first in their assists, like almost damn near first everything.
I've seen something like that.
As a franchise, I'm not mad about it. As a team on the outside, and I see a player signing that much for that much and hasn't really done that much besides going to the NBA finals once, I would be like, I wouldn't do that. Like if I'm the Lakers and that was my guy, I don't know if I would do that. I'm gonna be for real. I don't know if I'd do that. But as a Phoenix Suns franchise dude, that makes sense to me. It just does. I feel like you have to do it. You owe him. Like he's been there. Like you let all these other guys go and he stayed. He's never requested the trade once. So I'm glad he got his money though. I'm glad he is. But if I'm any other franchise, I would have been like, unless I'm the Wizards or the stinking Utah Jazz, I would have been like, get real.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be like the cornerstone of that team for, at least the next 2 years. I think it's good that it's 2 years because he could kind of test and see the direction of this franchise in the next 2 years. I mean, there's a lot of questions on if this roster is going to even work out or fit. And then if it doesn't, he could obviously bow out. But he's still locked down. He's getting paid. I actually really love the deal. And you talked to me into the Suns a couple weeks ago, and I'm with you now. Like, I'm fully on board for Phoenix to hopefully make like not a playoff run or nothing like that, but to be a 6 through 9 seed, I think is the step in the right direction for this franchise.
Bro, I'm really excited low-key for the Phoenix Suns because, I mean, as you know, guys, we're getting prepared. We're making our Western Conference predictions and Eastern Conference predictions. I have them low right now, but I might put them a little higher only because I think the only questions now about their roster is, and I totally forgot Royce O'Neal is still a small forward, power forward for them. They still have a chance to compete. I don't know about contend, but compete for sure. They're very young, but I think they have a good mix of veteran players and young players. And I think it's cool now that they have Mark Williams with Kamal Maluwach coming off the bench. They have Rasheer Fleming coming off the bench, who I'm guessing Royce O'Neal is going to be there. They have Dylan Brooks starting at the small forward where Grayson Allen probably would be. They have Jalen Green, where actually I don't even know who his replacement would be at the shooting guard, but Devin Booker and Jalen Green, those are your two primary scorers for sure, which I love. And I know that the point guard duties is going to be tough, but I still feel like the coolest thing to me is you can have those two going crazy, going ham, scoring, and then you could have a lineup where it's Dylan Brooks and Royce O'Neal locking up the best perimeter scorers on the other side of the ball with Mark Williams doing whatever the hell he does. I don't know, catching lobs, blocking shots, getting rebounds, and then you have subs that can replace these roles so perfectly.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can get something going with that extension that Devin Booker got and keep them there. But also, I was going to ask you this. Since he signed that, do you think teams would still trade for Devin Booker?
It would be harder now with the aprons. But at least now you know if you're trading for him, you're getting him for 2 years, right? So maybe there's a benefit in that. I would still do it, but I don't know. I never really thought he was really tradable. I'm not tradable. I never thought he was really on the market. I never thought there would really be a Devin Booker trade that's real. I think Bradley Beal's a guy, though, that's going to be out of there soon. We could kind of transition over to that with the John Collins trade to the Clippers. Now there's rumors about them getting Bradley Beal and Chris Paul. My question is, if the Clippers land Bradley Beal or Chris Paul, are they contenders?
Yes, I believe they are contenders. Right now on my list, I have them top 3 or top 4, only because I'm one of the guys who really likes the John Collins trade. I know they lost Norman Powell. I know they did, who was huge for them off the bench and even starting. But getting a guy like John Collins who can play the small ball 5 and specifically the 4, that takes weight off of Kawhi Leonard's load, and that makes it easier for them to go back to traditional basketball a little bit. Because I feel like that was one problem they had. They were having too many players do too much stuff. And getting this and a Brook Lopez, a true center backup now who can come in for Zubac and space the floor when you need him to, I think that they filled all the holes that they were like, I don't know. I guess they filled their holes pretty much. They filled them. And I think that as a Laker fan, the Flippers, as the roster looks super good. It looks super good.
I think they're missing a backup guard. Right now, who do you think their backup point guard is?
I believe that would be Chris Dunn, right?
Yeah.
That should be Chris Dunn.
Yeah, it probably will be. This has Chris Dunn starting. ESPN has Chris Dunn starting. They have Harden, Chris Dunn, Jones, Kawhi, Zubac, but it'll probably be Harden, Bogdanovich, Kawhi, Collins, Zubac, if I had to guess.
Yeah. I know Lawrence Frank said specifically he was trying to get Kawhi Leonard back to play the 3. That's why they did the John Collins one.
The Norman Powell trade makes sense because Norman Powell was a guy that I was calling underrated all season last season, but it was obvious the Clippers didn't want to pay him, right? So if you're not going to pay him, you might as well trade him, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
Second of all, Norman Powell's bulk of his greatness last season was when Kawhi was out. Now Kawhi's back, hopefully. So you're not going to win a championship if Kawhi's not there, right? So you don't need a Kawhi replacement. You just need Kawhi to be there and be healthy and be able to give you buckets. And I think that's what they're kind of doing with this trade. And that's why I like it, because now you have Kawhi will probably be your go-to bucket, and then Harden. And then you have Collins and Zubac and Lopez who could all work in a lot of – bro, that's so many different actions you could run between those 3 and Harden. You know? So I think that's going to be kind of a problem for a lot of teams. With that being said, I'm not calling them contenders, though. Because I give into the Clippers trap every fucking year. And when they win a championship, I'll start calling them contenders again. But they could win 77 games next season, and I'll still pick a different team to beat them in the finals. I'm not gonna lie. They gotta have Jesus Christ on this roster for me to really believe in them. Because
Amen.
It's fraudulent, bro. They're just fraudulent every year, and I can't. It's like last year was the year, and they lost in the first round. So I'm off the train.
I just don't want to hear any excuses if they do lose, to be honest, bro. I don't want to hear it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this roster, first off, it looks better. Let's be for real. Their roster looks better than the Lakers roster right now. It does. As a team, it looks better. So I don't want to hear nothing about we didn't have enough. We didn't do this. We didn't do that. You guys got the team now. You guys got the roster. Go and win a stinking championship. I'm not trying to say that just as a Laker hate dude. I'm just saying as like an NBA fan too. Enough with the complaints. Enough talking about you're the little bro in LA. Go get a championship. Go get it.
Chip. Go make some noise, bare minimum.
That too.
Like, make it competitive. I know they went to 7 with Denver. But like, go actually make some noise. Like, make it to the second round at least. Make it to the conference finals.
Yeah,
a championship every year is tough, but this shit is just like damn near unbearable, bro. Where the only time they really had a playoff run was without Kawhi in that Paul George run, and that didn't even really feel legit. Like I need to see. I need to see this team go on a run, and I don't believe in them. If I'm being honest, I believe in the roster, bro. If you put this roster in New York, I would say it's a championship level team. But it's the Clippers, bro, and I can't get behind it. I hope so. It'd be sick for the city and for the new arena and Clipper fans and all that. Like, they deserve it, I think. But they're just cursed, bro. They're just cursed.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm always gonna hate on the Flippers, but I low-key want some competitiveness. I know the West is competitive, but like the Lakers got third last year, bro. They got third. And I think the Flippers had a better roster on paper than we did. We just
they were hurt.
Wanted it more. That too.
Because they started rolling near the end of the year. Remember? They looked legit at the end of the year.
Low-key, they did. They did, but I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't believing in it.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. Y'all go play Denver and have a good time. They took them to 7 though, but then right when that last game came up, I was like, oof. Well, y'all flew all fans out.
Yeah, man. I can't buy it, bro. I'm not gonna fall for the trap again. So my thing is Clippers. Even if they get Beal, right? Like, I think it elevates them. Beal would probably end up starting, but this shit would be an elite roster in 2018. But right now, you get Chris Paul and Bradley Beal out there, bro. I'm not like, oh shit. I seen people post like it was Chris Paul, Beal, Derek Jones, Brook Lopez, and who else was on this graphic?
Yeah, I think you're talking about Chris Paul, Chris Dunn, Derek Jones, Nicholas Batum, and Brook Lopez. Second unit.
Dudes were like, this would start on most teams. And everyone was like, no, the fuck it wouldn't. That is not a starting ass lineup.
I was going to say, in like what, Utah?
Yeah, that's a 19-win team, bro. But
you know how many injuries there would be?
I'm fading that team. And if I'm fading that team, I'm going to fade that team on Boom Fantasy. Shout out Boom Fantasy. Use code RTP for a risk-free bet up to $100. Scan that QR code on the screen. Shout out Boom Fantasy. I'm getting good, bro. I'm getting good.
Ain't no way you use the Flippers getting flamed as a transition into an ad, bro.
I can't take the ad off the screen.
Nah, it's cool, but Jordan McLaughlin to the Spurs. Big whoop.
Wow.
But yeah.
Breaking news. We don't give a fuck.
Breaking news. But I do like the idea of Bradley Beal starting because I would love to see James Harden and him like controlling the flow of the offense with Kawhi Leonard, like being the guy if he's like, you know what, give me the ball and then go do his thing. And then you got John Collins and Zubac doing the dirty work down low.
Yeah, and then the bench is good, bro, but it's not some starting lineup. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah, let's pivot over to the Nuggets. Jokic declined his extension this week. He's likely to resign. That's what I think. But he declined his extension, and he's up for, I think, $80 million more if he extends next season. When you first saw the headline, were you hyped as a Laker fan or what?
I was just like shook a little bit, but it makes sense at the same time. But it's more like now there's a hole, because if I'm being for real with you, I don't think Jokic and Luka are a path to a championship, because I don't know if we can put defensive players around them or get like the really good defensive players to like help them out. I am low key more feeling, on a small side note, I'm feeling more of like, if there's really a chance there, I'm going for Giannis. I would love to see a Giannis, Ayton, Luka type of trio there. But with the Nikola Jokic thing, I can see why people are getting hyped. But I believe more that, yeah, he is trying to get that 80 million, because who wouldn't want $80 million because how much would he have signed for this year? 60 million?
I don't know.
If he accepted?
I don't know what it is exactly, but I think that there would be 80 million total added to his contract if he extended. I don't think it goes up to 80 million, but maybe it does. I could look it up. I think it will. Quick.
Okay, yeah, it just says 80 million more. My bad.
Yeah. So it would go up to the Nugget star. Yeah, he would be able to add a fourth year at an additional 77 million. So he would almost hit an $80 million fourth year, which is fucking insane. But yeah, if I'm Jokic, I got a ring. I do this franchise right every offseason. Like, I'm taking my 80, right?
Give me my money.
Give me my money, and I
give me my money,
and I buy more horses.
Bro, Jokic is literally like an NBA 2K My Player living his dream right now. And he like selected the quest where he wins a chip and then just relaxes the rest of the time. And he'll come back and play.
It's like that game where you get to pick like rapper, fashion, or horses.
He chose the horses.
He chose the horses. He's about to have his horses in fucking Gucci horseshoes walking around. Fucking big pimping, bro.
That's just taking 2K backpack on.
Yeah, bro, for real. I got next.
He's like, I do not rap. I do not know fashion. I love horses.
No fashion, no rapping. I'm no joker. I'm horses. No, but I'm excited, bro, because I do think like that's gonna be a huge ass bag. It might hurt the Nuggets though, if we're being honest. If he takes that money, bro, like where do you even go from there? You know, I wonder where they're at in the aprons.
That too. Like I literally, this is what took me out, because the crazy thing about it too, because why people were reacting so crazy to this was because a lot of teams now are saying that they're trying to save money for the 2027 free agency list. And I literally wrote down all the free agents and stuff that are supposed to be free agents in 2027. But now I understand why people are doing it, bro. Like, it's a big free agency list. It's huge. And I can't find it now, but I know that Giannis, Donovan Mitchell, Jokic, Stephen Curry, like Jimmy Butler, all those guys are free agents in 2027. And
a lot of those guys feel like they're going to stay. The guys you just said, at least.
Yeah. Some of them. I know Curry's probably going to stay. I don't see him leaving Golden State. I don't think he should. I don't even know what team should take him if it were to be. Like, what? You do Orlando, or you do like if you were a team and you wanted to get Stephen Curry, who would you be in 2027? Who would you be? Because you're not the Lakers anymore.
Every team would want him, you know. Let's play a game though, okay? I got the list here. Are they going to leave or are they going to stay? All right. Stephen Curry, we already said he's going to stay. Right?
Yeah, he's going to stay.
Giannis.
I think he's going to leave.
Really? I think he's going to stay.
I think he's going to leave, low-key.
I think the team's going in a bad direction, but I feel like it's all talk with him. Like, I feel like, I don't know, you got your family there. You got a chip there. You might as well chill there. AD.
I think he should stay. I think he should stay.
Jimmy Butler.
I think he'll retire, so he'll stay. I think he's going to stay.
I think he'll retire or he'll stay for the cheap. Jokic.
I think he'll stay.
I think he'll stay. What about Cat?
Oh man, just the way his teammates reacted when they celebrated Draymond Green or went up to him after that loss, I just feel like there's something there where it's like, if I'm Cat, I'm getting out of there. So I think he would leave in free agency.
But isn't he
Especially if they keep
from there?
losing. New York?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Like, I know he's Dominican, but didn't he grow up in New York?
I don't know if he did. What's that? Carl Anthony Towns. He's from New Jersey.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's close by. Edison, New Jersey. 1995. Okay.
What about this one? I think this is a leave. Paul George. I think he's for sure.
Yeah.
Then.
They were trying to trade him. Yeah, they were trying to trade him. So if I were him, I'd try to leave. Or just retire, man.
Let me see something really quick. I think. Bro, okay, so this is saying he'll be 37 when he's a free agent. Mm-hmm. So retirement wouldn't be far off. Get that podcast going. Donovan Mitchell, I'm going to say stay.
I'm going to say leave.
Really?
I'm going to be for real. If they don't do anything this year, I think he plays one more year where it's just like he's just playing and then he leaves in 2027.
I feel like it's hard, though. Okay, but actually, wait. Let's take a step back. Giannis has a player options for $63 million. So he'd probably take that, right?
How much does he want to win? I'm saying not yet. I mean, you can't leave $63 million on the table. That's true.
AD would be $63 million. So he'd probably
he'd take that.
Jokic would be 63. Cat would be 61. Paul George would be leaving $56 million on the table. So he's staying. Because
wait, did you say that? Did you say Jokic was $63 million too?
Yeah.
So then in that case, what if Giannis just declines it and tries to get more money? Because you know Milwaukee's going to offer it.
And the money's going to go up, I think, next season or in 2 seasons. Donovan Mitchell has $50 million player option. The guys unrestricted, there's a lot of guys coming up, okay? All these guys are unrestricted, okay? And we'll play for these guys. Kawhi Leonard.
You better stay with them flippers, man. I ain't paying you.
Zach LaVine.
How old is Zach LaVine?
He'll be 32 when his free agency's up.
Oof. So and he doesn't have a player option, right?
Nah, unrestricted.
Wow. So it's either extend with the Kings or go somewhere else. That's tough.
If they offer him an extension, I think he would take it because he's not getting $40 million from another team.
That's true. Like if they were to offer it, then yeah. But if it's quiet, I think he just goes because what are the Kings even setting up for now? Like I don't even think I have him in the top 10 for the West or something.
They're on some bullshit right now. Okay, Luka would be unrestricted.
You better stay.
He better
stay.
He's gonna get.
We better offer him the stinking money.
That Luka
I don't care.
Would be historical.
I don't care, bro. We paying him.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the Dallas stuff. Like, I don't want him going anywhere. I want him to win a chip here. You better. Jeannie Buss and stinking Mark Water, y'all better pay that man. Rob Pelinka, too. Pay that man.
Does Harden retire?
Think about it.
Harden would be 38. He'd be 38.
He'll be 38?
Yeah.
Man, retire. If you guys don't win with this stinking roster right now and it's 2027, just retire, bro.
Or sign a 1-year last dance.
Nah, just retire. Because what? He's gonna go back to Houston, partner with
1 year with the Clippers. Him and Kawhi signed for cheap. Last dance. Hey, last guy, and we can talk about the Paolo contract. Trae Young. I think he stays.
I feel
like Atlanta's done everything, even though it hasn't worked out. But they've done everything to at least show that they want to build around him. If he leaves, it's Atlanta. It's not Trae Young.
I think that he should stay. I think that if they don't offer him anything, then yeah, like be like, yo, I'm just gonna take my talents to Orlando, or if we don't get Luka back to Lakers, or if like any other team, like take it. But if they offer you something big, go for it, bro.
But yeah, that is a stacked class, bro. That is a year to save your money for. Last thing on the docket today. Paolo just signed a new contract. He is going to be making, I believe it was 5-year $250. What was the Paolo contract?
The Paolo contract was a 5-year, 287 million
Damn.
max rookie extension.
Damn. So damn near
287
5 year,
million.
60 mil a year.
Wow.
How do you feel about this deal?
First off, I'm happy for Orlando, bro. I'm very happy because they extended Franz Wagner already, and now they extend their other superstar in Paolo Banchero. I think this is the right move. I think that they've been a big team, and the driving force of that team has been their forwards and how big they play. You can't let that go because weren't they one of the youngest teams too to be like top 4 in the East or something like that? And they weren't even expected to be like what's it called? They weren't expected to be up there. So
And they were hurt all year.
that too. So I think that this is well deserved for Paolo Banchero. I think that the future is bright in Orlando. And anybody saying this is a waste of time, like, no. Like it's his 3rd year and he's always improved. Like he's kept improving statistically. Same with Franz Wagner. So I think that now the sky's the limit. I'm so glad they added Desmond Bane, because now that adds spacing. And I think this gives Paolo Banchero some comfort, same with the team, that they're rocking out with this group. So this may be the encouragement to even like go win a chip.
I'm in a mixed bag about this.
What's up?
Because I like Orlando and how they're paying everyone and they're throwing their money around. And it's like Paolo's not going to leave there, because like they didn't even negotiate. It's like, here's the max. Same thing they did with Franz Wagner, right? But would I be surprised if in 5 years I look back on this and I'm like, damn, that was a waste of time? I don't think I'd be surprised because how far can this team really go, bro?
I think they could be number 1 in the East.
But you think they could win a championship?
I think they could. They could. Like, if that first year they went to the playoffs and they played Cleveland, if they got swept the way they were looking like they were going to, I would have been like, okay, maybe you should just chill out on the money. But they came right back. They made it a challenge for Cleveland. They made it into a game 7. They were 3 or 4 made shots from Franz Wagner away from actually eliminating them and go on. I think that they finally got some of that experience they needed in the playoffs, and now they got some other experienced dudes that can help them. They could probably do it. I believe in them.
So if I gave you $100, right? And I said, or if I bet you, I said in the next 5 years, $100, the Magic don't win a championship, you would take it?
I would take it.
Really? I don't think they're going to win, bro. I don't think the Paolo Franz fit works. I like Desmond Bane there, and I like Jalen Suggs, and I like the roster. Don't get me wrong. I think they can be top 3 in the East this season. But I don't know. There's just something about it, and maybe they need to prove it in the playoffs. But both times they were in the playoffs, it didn't look great. That Cleveland team, that Cleveland series, like, I love the Cavaliers last year. The year before that, that Cavs team did not look as good as the Cavs did last year, and I think the Cavs would have spanked them last year. So I don't know if this is a playoff built team. I think the offense is very stagnant.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, they didn't really have any 3-point shooting, and they lost Jalen Suggs. I don't even think they played with Jalen Suggs when they got into the playoffs. But like, they now have Desmond Bane, who is everyone knows he's a consistent three-point shooting guy. Like, that is literally, in my opinion, all they've been missing. Like, they could shoot some, but they needed a guy like this to help them out big time. Like, Desmond Bane is going to be huge for them, and I think people are going to see it this year and the year after that.
But Desmond Bane wasn't really that good last year, bro. And he had opportunity to be good.
He shot like 39% from 3, and he's a career 41%er.
But I mean, he averaged 19. I don't know, bro. And he's injury prone, like a lot of guys on this team. And they gave up a lot for him. And I don't trust him as a consistent creator. And I think that's what they're missing. I think they definitely were missing 3-point shooting. Don't get me wrong. but I think they're missing a guy that could create on the perimeter. Like the guy that talks shit to them, Ty Jerome. But someone like that, I just think like obviously Desmond Bane's a better basketball player than Ty Jerome, but I just think a guy like that would have benefited their team a lot more and would have been a lot cheaper than giving up 4 first-round picks for a guy who's played less games than Chet the last 2 seasons.
Now after what Paolo Benquero said to that man, they weren't taking Ty Jerome. They weren't going to do it because then imagine the first practice Ty Jerome walks in.
I'm starting.
He has a couple. Yeah, he has a couple good practices. Next thing you know, Mosley like, all right, Ty, you're starting. You know how mad Paolo would have been. He'd been like, oh hell no. Ty Jerome looking at him like,
but I just think I don't know who else that would be this year or this free agency, but I just think they definitely could have got something cheaper that would have helped them.
I low-key wished that they would have traded for Trae Young. I really wish Trae Young was in Orlando, bro. Like me, I was thinking either Anthony Simons, Trae Young, or Damian Lillard. Those are always the 3 guards I'm going to look back at. Like I'm glad they got Desmond Bane, but if they were to get one of those 3, they would have been set.
I'm going cheaper though, bro. Like what if they got like Karis LeVert or Trey Mann or just a guy that could create? That's all I'm asking. Dennis Schroeder, who I mean, he's not as good of a shooter, but he could create. They need more creation around Paolo because I could still double Paolo off of a lot of guys not named Desmond Bane. That team can't really shoot it, and especially if Jalen Suggs only had that one lucky shooting year. This I don't know. I don't trust this team. I think there's a way they make it to the finals, right? In the next 5 years, but I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't bet on them making the finals or winning a championship in 5 years. I just think I don't think they're better than healthy Cleveland. I don't think they're better than the Knicks. I don't think they're better than Houston. I don't think they're better than us. And then there's other teams that are going to come up. Like that. They're what they are because. Where's their money at? Do they have money left?
You talking about Orlando? I think they should. They should have money left.
Because it's like damn near $500K between Franz and Paolo. They're like just under the first apron. $1 million left.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. And once next season starts, they go over it.
It shows here that they're 5.4 mil under the apron.
Is that
the first apron
with Paolo's contract or with Bane?
Oh, my bad. Well, it says 5 years here. Let me look at this contract real quick.
This one says this year they're gonna have $1 million. Then next year they're under, and then the year after that is when it clears up. But that's because they're gonna have open roster spots, bro. That's tough. Between Suggs, Paolo, Bane, and Franz, that's like $150 million annually. That's crazy.
That is true. I'm looking at it, and Franz Wagner and Paolo are going to be getting paid a lot next year for sure. Franz is getting 41 mil, and then you have Paolo, who I believe is getting 50. Let me see.
Paolo's getting 41 next season too.
Yeah, he's getting 41. So
Bane's getting 40.
Bane's getting 40,
and then Suggs is getting 30.
So then that means you just got to keep putting. You got to find a way to draft some 3-and-D guys because I'm glad they still have 15 picks.
But you traded 4 picks for Desmond Bane. So where are you going to do that?
Well, I mean, they still have a 2026 first-round pick. They have a 2027 first-round pick. They don't have a 2028 first-round pick. They have a 2029 first-round pick. They have a 2031, and they have a 2032. So, I mean, they're still fine with their first-round picks, and they have a lot of seconds. So, I mean, they could still draft those type of guys. Now they got to figure out, do you want to, like, is your big 3 or technically big 4? Because I forgot Jalen Suggs gets paid a lot too. He's getting 35 mil. Wait, how much? Yeah, but it goes lower. So he gets 35 this year, 32 next year, 29 the year after that. So it keeps going down by 3 million after this year.
And 2027, will probably go to OKC, which I don't know how, but it's an OKC thing, I guess.
You're talking about the picks?
Oh, one of the picks. Sorry, they got 2 picks in 27 and 2 picks in 26, which they'll probably get the 26 pick, and they'll have a pick in 27. But you think that's enough to fucking retool your team, bro?
I don't see anything on OKC on these picks. I see Detroit or Milwaukee. I see Boston, but it swaps on seconds.
This one says if OKC doesn't convey the first round pick in 2025, it'll be Orlando's. And I don't think we gave them a pick this year.
Okay, yeah. Then maybe they do get it, but I still think they're fine, really. Or I think they're fine, to be honest. I just think that, like, they need to figure out who their big three is, because now you have Desmond Bane and Jalen Suggs, and if it doesn't work this year, you got to pick, because that contract kicks in with Paolo, and you're about to have, like 4 guys making 36 to 39 million plus each. And that's like, that is.
What's good though is Suggs' contract's descending. So he gets 35 this year, 32 next year, 29, 26, 26.
Yeah.
So that ends up working out, but I don't know, man. It's just I don't see the hype. I don't see the hype. I think Detroit passes them up in a couple years. And I think it's Detroit's league after that. But you guys comment down below if you think Orlando will win a championship in the next 5 years. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow. But most importantly, Phil, let them know what else they need to
do. Yes, sir. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow Run the Play Network on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure to hit that bell as well. We have a Discord link where we be doing trivia every single day. We drop it. Can you guys beat me? No. Y'all can't, because I'm just elite like that when it comes to them basketball questions and the sports questions like that. But if you want to challenge me, join the Discord link down below. But anyways, I'm your man, Phil. This Ant-Man straight out the MCU. We out, and let's bounce.
Bounce, baby. Boom.